So this is Mightreya. Mightreya will be a superhero type of beat 'em up with an anime style, and it's coming from the indie developer WAZEN. I've been a fan of his previous game, a hack and slash called Assault Spy. I knew about Mightreya for a while, and I couldn't pass up the chance to play the demo. I want to give my thoughts on what I've played, so let's talk about it. Let me explain how Mightreya plays. Rhea has a primary attack, which can home onto the enemy if you are close enough. She can access other moves like launching enemies and smacking them down. There are other combo strings she can do if you hold and release the attack button from different distances. When enemies get knocked back, she can shoot them with a projectile or grab them to drag them back to her. There's a just frame system that affects her offense as well. If Rhea stops attacking for a brief moment, you will see a blue flash. Attack at the specific moment to get a stronger follow-up. Facing enemies that are larger require a stronger attack than the basic punches as they do not flinch. You will need to use the Atma attack to break their guard. Atma attacks use Atma points shown above the health meter, and she has the option to charge the Atma attack to do more damage. Should you grab a larger enemy, you will automatically throw them. And last but not least, Rhea has a special move when her EX power reaches 100%. For defense, Rhea has a standard dodge that comes with a perfect dodge, and she has the ability to parry. While the perfect dodge involves dodging at the right moment, the parry is activated by pressing the direction on the joystick that she's being attacked from. Then, Rhea can heal herself, but she has a limited amount. Now, in Mightreya, it's important to vary your offense and defense to get a higher score because the audience is watching. That's right, Rhea is being streamed to a fictional audience at their fictional homes. The audience will remark on the actions done in combat. More importantly, at times, the viewers will want to see a specific attack, and if you do it, you'll get bonus points. Using the same attack over and over will reduce the point gain, damage, and knockback. So keep it interesting for both them and yourself. From what I see for the presentation, Mightreya looks great. This is a direct improvement from Assault Spy. Even the title screen for Mightreya has more visual flair than Assault Spy. The models in Mightreya have a clean and polished look to them, and I especially like how the main duo look. This demo was constructed in a way where the events that take place in the demo only happen in the demo, so no real story to be had. However, we do have the character interactions, and I'm starting to get the feeling that the developer loves this dynamic. The main playable character being the level-headed fighter, and the sidekick being the energetic one that sits on the sidelines. Both even have the respective color theme of blue and pink. Lastly, I did want to compliment the live streamer vibe that Mightreya has going for it. Neo will film you throughout the levels and boss fights, and you will see yourself on the top right hand of the screen. And as mentioned before, you'll see the audience down below commenting on everything you do, and requesting moves. To some, I can understand that the live stream aesthetic might get a bit tiresome. However, I'm glad that the developer is taking that whole aesthetic a bit further. Although I can't help but want Neo being usable in combat at some point. We'll get to that in a moment. Playing Mightreya was extremely chaotic, which for this context is a double-edged sword. For what's here, the combat plays well so far on its own. Her moveset for the demo was varied enough for me to have an idea of how the combat flow would be. Attacking without stealing moves too much and pleasing the crowd to get a good rank was all fine. I do know the developer will have Rhea unlock new power-ups and skills as the game goes on, so I'm not worried about that in the slightest. The main issue that I have is that the camera makes it hard to navigate combat. I especially noticed this in the boss fight. The boss teleports often. I understand that the camera cannot completely lock onto the boss because that would mess up the parry system. When you lock onto the boss for 1v1s, or even an enemy that likes to move off your screen, it could help the player a lot if the camera automatically turns to where that enemy went. As it stands now, I kinda just mash the attack button, hoping I lock onto them, while trying to adjust the camera, or I reset myself to get my bearings. Besides that, I have no idea how else to fix the lock-on camera so people can navigate combat better. Otherwise, I don't have any issues with Mightreya. The problems pretty much revolve around that camera. What would be cool for Mightreya to have? The big thing I would want is for Neo to have combat relevance. For those that don't know, in Assault Spy, Konoko is used in combat as a distraction tool. I don't expect Neo to do the same unless you want to make it make sense gameplay-wise. For instance, she can throw something on the field that can lure enemies to that object. Or she can enhance the viewer's experience, giving the player extra points. What I mean by enhance isn't anything crazy. She can add a filter to make the fight more exciting for the stream. A feature like that could be activated passively when the player does something cool, like a finisher or a special attack. Maybe it can be called something like Neo Flare for the point modifier. However, if the developer prefers the character to stay out of combat, I understand. And then there's one more thing that I think would be cool for Mightreya, and that has to do with the costumes. This is assuming that he will add this feature and not cut it, but he stated on his Twitter that he will add other costumes for Rhea. I think the viewer should comment on the different outfits that she wears, and maybe they can all come with a different taunt for the player to use. You had taunts in Assault Spy, so I figured it would be fitting here too, especially when you're performing for the live audience. The taunts would also follow the rules of staling so the player can't spam it. Hey, let me show you something real quick. Not only did I want to show you this because of a V.A Proxy reference, but she taunts at the end of the clip. So we'll get this to some capacity. I doubt we'll get the V.A Proxy reference though. Anyway, let's wrap this up. So, those are my thoughts and what I want from Mightreya. The demo was only 2 levels long and it had a test level, but I understand what he's trying to go for the gameplay. I kind of wish I got to experience a fraction of the story to get a feel for how the story will go. But based on the writing for the demo, I can see that the dev is going for a story that's lighter in tone. Maybe something similar to a shonen anime, but that's just assuming. So far, I've been impressed with the improvements you've made since Assault Spy. While there is jank with the camera, I do like what I see here. So keep up the great work, WAZEN. If you are interested in this game, please wishlist it. It'll help the developer a lot. But that's it from me. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.